So let's begin our meditation today by bringing our attention, our awareness fully to this moment. Just consciously bringing attention to right now. No past, no future, just focused on this moment in time. And noticing what is that experience? What is it to be right here, right now? Now let's expand our awareness to our breathing. Let's breathe together for 5 counts. On each count, breathing in and out. If you can, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, if comfortable. At the top of the in-breath, we'll hold for a moment, and then breathing out with full awareness on the breath. Let's begin breathing in together to the count of 1. Holding breath for a moment, and breathing out. And relax. Breathing in to the count of 2. Holding the breath for a moment and breathing out. And relax. Consciously slowing down our breathing now, breathing in to the count of 3. Holding for a moment and breathing out. And relax. Breathing into the count of 4. Holding for a moment. Breathing out. And relax. Breathing into the count of 5. Holding the breath and breathing out. And relaxing deeply. Bringing your attention, your awareness now within. Going behind and beyond the thinking mind. To the seat of awareness, consciousness, the witness. It is quiet, peaceful, calm, tranquil, silent, and perfectly still. Abiding in that stillness, resting in stillness, experience the remainder of the meditation. Michael Singer reminds us that even when we get to a point of contentment, a level of deep inner clarity, we still continue to respond, interact with reality. The world continues to appear before us, and yet there's nothing personal about it anymore. It is simply the part of creation that is passing before you at any given moment. As you progress along the path, you realize that reality doesn't bother you. It simply exists, and you simply exist in harmony. Every moment in front of you is there for you to serve. Michael Singer reminds us that it can be as simple as appreciating the moment. A smile, a kind word, a helping hand. Those are all ways of raising the energy as it passes by you. Doing your job, your work to the best of your ability. Taking care of being kind, compassionate with family. Being of service to your community. All these simple acts are simply ways to be of service to the universe. He gives us the example that you're walking and you see a piece of paper on the side of the road. You feel the disharmony of that and you pick it up. It's not a have to or a supposed to. You're simply making a choice to make the world more beautiful. Your mind no longer says, I need to pick this one up. But I'm not going to pick up every single piece of litter. Your mind no longer says, what idiot threw that piece of paper down there? You are simply spontaneously being in harmony with life. Expecting nothing. Your actions were not done for approval or recognition. You can no longer help but share the beautiful energy that's going on inside of you with the moment in front of you. Michael Singer's words, the highest life you can live is when every single moment that passes before you is better off because it did. Serving the present moment with all of your heart and soul. He asks us to imagine what the world would be like if everyone did that. Bringing up the question, how do I do that? You start by raising what appears before you. If you cannot serve what is right in front of you, how are you going to change the world? If you get so upset about conditions in the world that you're edgy with everyone around you, you're not helping anyone. If you're unable to create harmony in your own household, what right do you have to complain that countries are shooting at each other? You make a decision to live a life that if everyone lived it, there would be peace. You are no longer part of the problem. It's all about letting go of yourself. The world comes in and it's going to hit what's left of your samskaras. What you feel when that happens is reactive energy. Like a singer reminds us, do not act based on that. Contemplating that a spiritual life is not about adhering to a given set of rules. It is about not acting based on your personal energy. He also reminds us that this is difficult in the beginning. You won't be able to do that. So work on it. Practice. When the energy gets disturbed, let it go. Initially, it will generally be your personal stuff coming up. As you let it go, you begin to interact with the moment in front of you in a more constructive manner. Asking the question, is there something I can be doing to serve the moment in front of me? Not for me. I already let go of me. Now that I'm clear and non-reactive, is there something I can do to raise the moment as it passes by? As you learn through practice to let go of the reactionary noise of personal thoughts and emotions, things become clearer. You will know how to work with the situation in front of you. If you're conscious, present, and paying attention, you will know what to do. The moment in front of you is communicating with you. It doesn't have to be in words. The person who needs help, that piece of paper on the ground, whatever it may be, your response becomes obvious. Michael Singer reminds us, the deepest truth, it doesn't even matter what you do. What matters is your motive. Where are you coming from? If your motive is to let go and serve the moment in front of you, he tells us you are worthy of deep and great respect. How would you like to meet somebody whose entire motivation and purpose in life is to let go of their personal blockages and then do their best to serve what's in front of them? Doing no wrong because their motive is pure. If the motive itself is pure and impersonal, it will spread light. As you ensure that your motive is pure, then don't look back. If someone criticizes your action, apologize and let go. Always be willing to learn. As you come from the highest place that you can, there is no guilt, no shame. The fruits of the best that you can do are a very holy thing. Allow the moment to teach you. If something terrible comes back from the best that you can do, own it. Allow it to make you better. You'll do better next time. Do not feel bad about it. Don't judge anything. It's only when you do not do your best you get personally disturbed. And then you give in to it. That's when karma builds and things become complicated. Michael reminds us again and again, practice letting go. Practice letting go. Eventually you find yourself in the seat of awareness. You cannot be disturbed by anything you are experiencing. In that experience, there will always be a beautiful energy feeding you and raising you. At that point, there are no more techniques, no more teachings. It all happens naturally. Intuitively, you know that this beautiful energy flow must be coming from somewhere. Yogananda wrote in Whispers from Eternity, "What has become of me? Intoxication on intoxication, endless, indescribable throngs of divine intoxication ceaselessly comes to me." Where is this energy coming from? You begin to feel it as a flow, as if rushes of water were flowing upwards within you. Michael reminds us, this is not theoretical, it is real. There is a constant experience of Shakti, of spirit flowing inside you. It must be coming from somewhere. It has to have a source. He reminds us that you are now ready for the next stage of your journey home. You begin to seek the source. Very quickly you realize the mind cannot help you on this journey. Any focus on thoughts draws consciousness away from self and diminishes the energy flow. This is not an analytical or philosophical journey. Only one thing can seek the source of the energy flow. That which is experiencing it, your consciousness. Michael gives us the example that if you seek the source of a fresh water spring, you swim toward the flow. You feel the current and go into it. It is the same when you're seeking the source of Shakti. Your consciousness feels the flow and melts into it. This becomes your entire spiritual practice. This is surrender, real surrender. Before now, you may have surrendered by letting go of your lower self. Now that you're learning to feel this higher energy flow, you surrender to it. Until this final surrender, Michael reminds us, there is still subject-object experiences. Consciousness, the subject, is experiencing the Shakti flow, the object. If you truly want to know the flow, you fall into it, you become one with it. You surrender your entire sense of separation. You release yourself completely into it. As you let go, the flow will pull you in. That's where the great masters went. In Sanskrit, the word yoga means union. Mir Baba said that when he first went into this higher state of enlightenment, it felt like a drop of water falling into the ocean. If you try to find that drop, you cannot. It merged with the ocean. Jesus Christ said, "I and my Father are one." Michael reminds us that these teachings are the same. When you cease to separate your sense of self from this flow of the energy, it starts to pull you in. You become one with it. Yogananda called it a river of joy flowing inside you. Michael reminds us we're now discussing the highest state, and that everyone is capable of achieving this state. To remember, we got here by letting go of the blockages to this flow. higher states are totally natural. Don't be blocked and then try to experience what it's like to not be blocked. Get unblocked first, and the deeper meditations will come completely naturally. You may minding your own business, watching TV, and you will fall into the state that you couldn't reach prior to this after hours of meditation. You become a being of Shakti, and Shakti will take you into this ecstasy over and over again. Shakti fulfilling that you would never block her again. If something happens and you feel you want to defend yourself, don't touch it. Let go of the part of you that wants to close down and deal with the outside. Again and again, Michael reminds us, we begin with a low-hanging fruit throughout the day and then progress to letting go of your past. That is a perfect way to begin meaningful transformation. As you learn to let go, inevitably something bigger will happen. It becomes totally natural for you to let go during more challenging times. Practice. Don't wait until a terrible bomb goes off on your life to wonder what to do differently. He reminds us again that, like most things in life, deeper spiritual states take time. Do the inner work. Do the inner work. And the energy will start flowing. You are not walking this path alone. All who walked before you are lifting you up. Continue to let go. No matter what happens, keep letting go. These states do not happen all at once. You're going to get moments from time to time because something within you opens up. And it's okay if it closes back down. Do not worry. You still have work to do. Give it time. Be diligent. Eventually you become a knower of your soul. When you relax and release into the deeper states, you finally awaken to self-realization. Enlightenment is not a spiritual experience, Michael reminds us. It is a permanent spiritual state. Be content. Do not build a spiritual ego. Spirituality is not about hanging out a shingle that says, I am a spiritual person. It is about letting go of that too. Perpetually letting go of yourself completely. If you never stop doing this, the energy will take over. Where you used to see your personal self expressing, you will now see nothing but the flow of Shakti. Surrender to the flow. Give your life to it. Merge into it, and it will take you the rest of the way. This is the final surrender. Christ said, the kingdom of God is within you, the essence of your being. Michael reminds us you are perfectly capable of doing this work. Your inner states will continue to get higher and higher as you keep letting go. The fact that you're even interested in these teachings means you've changed the world. He reminds us that those of us who do the work of liberating self are to be deeply respected. You are that. Now let's just take a moment in silence to regroup this contemplation meditation.